Now we revise the chapter 3 of the calculus. So that is the limit. We have also revised to what do we mean by a function, its domain, a range. Okay, that we have the graph of the function also we have revised that. Now we revise the limit of a function. Okay, so before that we will see what do we mean by cluster point. So for x tends to c, we are saying that limit x tends to c. That means the c is the cluster point of this. Okay, so we have to evaluate the limit for this one. So before that we should know what do we mean by cluster point. So the cluster point is what? Suppose A is a subset of R. Okay, the point C belongs to R. That means C is the any real number. It may be a point of A or may not be the point of A. Doesn't matter. So that point is said to be the cluster point of A. If for all delta greater than 0, there exists x belongs to x not equal to such that mod of x minus c. Okay, so mod. So that means what? In other words, so this n delta determinator of intersection is not empty. This is not empty. Okay, so the cluster point may or may not belong to A. That means cluster point is may be a member of A or may not be the member of A. May or may not be the member of A. And it may happen that. So for example, suppose first example we take one. Okay, suppose A is equal to open interval AB, or like this AB, or this is something like this open. So semi-open we write here, closed interval, or this is AB. This is open now. Okay, this is open now. So here what here? All points between A and B, including A and B, are cluster point. That means every point in this interval is a cluster point, including A and B. A is a cluster point, B is also. All the points including A and B are the cluster point here. So now here what? A do not belong to A, but A is the cluster point. B do not belong to this side, but B is the cluster point. Here A and B are belong to this. So if there is open interval 1, 2, then what you have? 1 is also cluster point, 2 is also cluster point, 1.5 is the cluster point, 1.2 is the cluster point. Every point lies between 1 and 2. That means every number lies between 1 and 2, including 1 and 2 are the cluster points of the interval. Okay. So whatever the interval may be, it may be open, semi-open. So that means open or closed or whatever it may be. Okay. Now suppose the finite set is there. A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. This is the finite set. This is what? Finite set. So finite set has no cluster point. Finite set has no cluster point. Finite set has no cluster point. Okay. So note that. You should note this. Okay. This is the second one. This is the third one. The set of natural number has no cluster point. Okay. Suppose fourth one, A is equal to 1 upon 2 raised to n. So n belongs to z. N belongs to n, not z. N is a natural number. Okay. So that means what? If n becomes larger and larger, your denominator becomes larger and larger. It goes to 0. So that means what? 0 is the cluster point. 0 is the cluster point. But note that 0 do not belong to A. But 0 is the cluster point. Okay. So then A is equal to 1 upon n. N belongs to Z. Again the 0 is the cluster point of this one. Because what? N becomes larger, n belongs to n now, not n. N belongs to n. Okay. So again 0 is the cluster point of this set. 6. A is equal to A is equal to suppose this is what? 0, 1, intersection 2. Okay. So here what? The 2 is not cluster point. But all points lie between 0 and 1, including 1 and 0 are cluster points. 0 is not cluster point for this interval. Actually, this you have to write the singleton set. So that means what here? So if you have the set like this, if you have the set like this, AB intersection Q, intersection the set of the rational number, then these are closed interval AB are each a cluster point. The cluster point. That means what? All numbers lies between A and B, including A and B, are the cluster point. This may be open, may be closed, whatever this. Okay. If intersection Q is there, rational number, then only the point lies between A and B are the cluster point. Note that this. Okay. Suppose next S is equal to n upon n plus 1. So n belongs to n now. N belongs to n. So what happened is n upon n plus 1. This implies that 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon n. So you have to take n tends to infinity. If you take n tends to infinity, then this is 1 plus 0. So this is 1. So 1 is the cluster point. 1 is the cluster point. 1 is the cluster point of this one. Okay. So see how we got this one. You are taking as limit n tends to infinity n upon n plus 1 will be the cluster point of this one. Suppose we have this example. Suppose S is equal to whatever this S name of the set is not important here. So n plus 1, n belongs to n now. How to find it? This is what? N plus 2 upon n plus 1. Degree are said now here. So this is what? 1 plus 2 upon n, 1 plus 1 upon n. So this is 0, this is 0. So 1 upon 1 is 1. Again 1 is the cluster point. Again 1 is the cluster point. Okay. Now suppose your S is 1 minus twice n upon twice n plus 1. Suppose. Okay. N belongs to n now. What is this then? 1 upon n minus 2 upon 2 plus 1 upon n. What does this imply? 0 minus 2 upon 2 plus 0. So minus 2 upon 2. This is minus 1. Okay. So minus 1 is the cluster point. Minus 1 is the cluster point. Okay. So here what? So minus 1 is the cluster point of this. So that means what here? What is here? Coefficient of the highest thing. Suppose this is what S is equal to n square plus twice n square plus 2 plus n, suppose. Okay. So this is what? N square plus 3n plus 2. N belongs to n. Suppose we have this and we want to find a cluster point of this one. What happened here? See, the degree of the numerator is n square. Degree of the denominator is also n square. Then coefficient of n square from the numerator is 2. And degree and the coefficient of the n square from the denominator is 3. Okay. So this is your cluster point then. 2 by 3 is a cluster point. Is a cluster point. Okay. So I hope that you understand how to find a cluster point of the set now. Okay. Now we'll go our main point is limit of the function. So here what? X tends to C means what? X is that means what? X belongs to n delta of C. That means C is the cluster point of the set. Okay. So your X is in the deleted neighborhood of this. X is the deleted neighborhood of this. Okay. So that means what here? X not equal to C. X tends to C means X not equal to C. So you should remember that. Okay. So let's we write a definition of limit of a function. Limit of a function. Let f be a real valued function defined on deleted neighborhood of A. Okay. The real number L belongs to R is said to be limit of f if for given epsilon greater than 0 there exists delta greater than 0 such that 0 less than mod of x minus a is less than delta implies that mod of f of x minus l is less than epsilon. Okay, so this is definition. We'll write this as limit x tends to a, f of x is equal to l. Okay, you may write here c also, doesn't matter. This is what the x minus c less than delta mod of f of x minus l less than epsilon. So we'll write this as. Okay, so now here what? So one thing is you should remember that. So here you should remember that. So this is the definition, epsilon delta definition of the limit. So read carefully that definition of the for given. So epsilon is provided to you. You want to prove that there exists a delta, right? So 0 less than mod of x minus a less than delta implies that mod of x minus c less than epsilon. So this definition, epsilon delta definition. So you read this. Okay, you should remember that definition. And if C the class, so okay, if f from a to r, f from a to r is a function and C is the cluster point, then f can have only one limit at C. So C is the cluster point. Okay, that means if the limit is exist, then it is unique. It has only one value of the limit at a cluster point C. Okay, so that means what? If a limit is exist, then it is unique. Also, function cannot have more than one limit. Function, this is very important. Function cannot have more than one limit. Okay, so more than one limits. Okay, so that means what? If a limit is exist, then it is unique. Function have only one limit. If there are two limits, then that limit does not exist. So that means this is what? If a limit is exist, then it is unique. Okay, so you should remember that. Okay, so this is very important theorem. If a limit is exist, then it is unique. Okay, so now you are familiar how to find a limit. So limit what? X tends to C a is equal to a. Limit of constant is constant. Limit x tends to C, x is equal to just C. Just if this is not 0 by 0 form, directly you can write x as this. Limit x tends to, suppose this is what? Minus 1. So x plus 5 upon twice x plus 3 is equal to what here? If you put x is equal to minus 1 at a denominator, so denominator will be what then? 1. Here this is what? Then 4. So value of this limit is what then? 4. Value of this limit will be 4 now. Okay. So if limit x tends to 2, x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. But see, this is 0 by 0 form. Okay. So that means you have to factorize this. So this is what? Limit x tends to 2. This is x plus 2, x minus 2. This get cancelled. This is 2 plus 2. So this is 4. So value of this limit is 4 now. Okay. So in this way you can obtain limit. Okay. Now for mod x is there, suppose. So limit x tends to 0, x square upon mod x is there, suppose. What happened for mod x? So limit x tends to 0 minus, suppose. That means if x is negative, then this is x square upon minus x now. So this will what? Then minus x, and this will what? Then 0. Minus x, then this is 0. So if x is positive, that means limit x tends to 0 plus. So mod x will be x then. This will be x, and this tends to 0 then. Because what? So left hand limit and right hand limit. So your left hand limit and right hand limit, whatever this will be what? Plus or minus. But 1x remains at the numerator, so value will be 0. That means this limit is exist and this is equal to 0. This limit is exist and this is equal to 0. But if this happen, limit x tends to 0, x upon mod x then, suppose. X upon mod x. So then what happened in this? So now here what then? So if x is negative, that means what? Limit x tends to 0 minus. Means your x is less than 0. X is negative. Then this will what then? Minus x. So this value is minus 1 then. Limit will be the minus 1. If x is positive, means what? limit x tends to 0 plus, x tends to 0 plus. Okay, so then this is what x upon x, then this will be 1 now. Okay, okay, right? So this will be 1. Now this is left hand limit, this is right hand limit. So left hand limit not equal to right hand limit, that means this limit does not exist. This limit does not exist. Okay, so you have to take the care of the mod x now. You have to take the care of mod x. Okay, so for mod x and tends to 0 is there, then this problem. Similarly, what limit x tends to 2, x tends to 2, x minus 2 upon mod of x minus 2 is suppose. See, this is 0 by 0 form. Okay, but now see, this is what limit x tends to 2 minus now. So x minus 2 is what? Minus x minus 2. Because x tends to 2 minus means that this will be negative. Okay, this is what? X is less than 2. This will be positive now. This will be positive. See what happens? See, x is less than 2, then x minus 2 is less than 0. Okay, this is negative there. 2 minus. Then okay, so this was correct now. So then this will what? Then x minus 2 get cancelled. This will be minus 1. Okay, so if limit x tends to 2 plus means x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2 means x minus 2 is positive. X minus 2 positive means what? X minus 2 will be x minus 2. Then this will be 1 now. Because x minus 2 get cancelled, limit of constant is constant, so this is 1. So your left hand limit is minus 1 and your right hand limit is 1. So there are two limit points, and we know that upon the limit is exist, then it is unique. So it has two limit points. So that means this function have no unique limit. So that means limit does not exist. So this does not exist. So this is what? Does not exist. So this is does not exist. Okay. Okay. So I hope that you understand this one. Just we are revising. Okay. So now here what, by using epsilon delta definition, show that something, these problems will not be asked in this MCQ questions. Okay, next, sequential criteria. Sequential criteria. Sequential criteria for limits. So here what? So definitions, statement of the theorems are very important here. Okay. So theorem statement: let F from A to R and C be the cluster point of A. Be the cluster point of A. Then following are equivalent. Following are equivalent. 1. Limit x tends to C, f of x is equal to L. Limit x tends to C, f of x is equal to L. Note that C is the cluster point. So x tends to C should be there. Okay. And second is for every sequence xn in A that converges to C, such that xn not equal to C, for all n belongs to n, then the sequence. So you read carefully. So they will ask you like this: if limit x tends to C is equal to L, they will give the 4 options. So you have to choose the correct option from this one. So you should remember this: for every sequence xn in A that converges to C such that xn not equal to C, then the sequence f of xn converges to L. Or they will ask like this: what if limit x tends to L, x tends to C, f of x is equal to L, if and only for every this like this. So this is called sequential criteria. or other thing, they will ask you some options. It is called as, so it is known as, what is that? Sequential criteria of the limit will be the correct option. So three options will be the wrong then. So you have to choose the correct option. So you should know the sequential criteria. What do you mean by the sequential criteria? This is the sequential criteria. Okay. So now, what is the divergence criteria? So actually the divergence criteria, so is helpful to only to solve limits. So it will not further. Okay. So for divergence criteria means what you have. Suppose xn tends to c there. So if your f of xn do not this is not a convergence sequence. So this is not convergence sequence. Then your limit does not exist. Okay. Suppose so that sequence is not convergent. That means limit does not exist. Also limit exists, but that will be not L. But that will be not L. Okay, so this is also important. Limit x tends to 0, 1 upon x. So this is what does not exist. This is does not exist. Okay. Next, limit x tends to 0. Limit x tends to 0. Sin 1 by x. This is also does not exist. Does not exist. Because what here? 1 upon x, 1 upon 0. It is not exist. 1 upon 0 does not exist. So obvious, this is obvious. Limit x is 0, 1 by x does not exist. Sin of 1 by x also does not exist. But if like this, limit x tends to 0, x into sin 1 by x, x into sin 1 by x. So see, this is not a 1 by x does not exist, but this function is bounded. So that means what? If f of x is bounded, bounded means that it has a lower bound. So sin x is bounded function because what? It is lies between -1 and 1. So if f of x is bounded and limit x tends to c, g of x is equal to 0, g of x is 0. That means limit of the other function is 0. One function is bounded and limit of other function is 0. Then limit x tends to 0, x tends to c, f of x into g of x is 0. If limit of the other function is 0 and the function is bounded, then the product limit is 0. So this is 0. Similarly here you can write cos also. Whatever the cos of 1 by x square, whatever this. Okay, so that limit is 0 then. This limit will be 0. Okay. So similarly what? The limit x tends to 0, 1 upon x square. This also does not exist. Does not exist. So that also you should remember. This is also obvious. This is obvious. Okay. So same thing here what? Limit x tends to 0, 1 upon root x is greater than 0, does not exist. Does not exist. This also does not exist. So similarly what? Limit x tends to 0, sin of 1 upon x square. So x square is always positive, but again this does not exist. Okay. So this is does not exist. This is also not exist. Okay. So this is very important. This is what? Sine function. So this is read as signum function. Signum function is defined as this is very important here. So this is sine function. Actually this is read as sine function. The spelling of this is what? Signum function. See, just read as signum. This is sine function. Okay. So this is what? This is very important. 1 is greater than 0. Whatever x may be, this is sine of x is always 1 if your x is positive. Is equal to 0 if x is 0, and this is -1 if x is less than 0. This is called a sine function. Okay. This is also written as x upon mod x if x not equal to 0 and is equal to 0. Both are the same. Both are the same. X upon mod x. So because what? If x is negative, then this is minus x. So x upon minus x is -1. So this is -1. See. If x is greater than 0, x not equal to 0 means x is less than 0 or greater than 0. If x is greater than 0, then mod x is x, x's get cancelled. X will get cancelled, right? So your X will get cancelled, then this is 1. So both the definitions are the same now. So that you should remember this. So they will ask you, suppose they will give you this function. So they will ask you what is the name of this function or name of this function or which of the following is the is not a sine function. They will give you this one. They will give the another definition. They will just interchange this position. Okay. So or they will also write this. This is also sine function. Mod x upon x, x not equal to 0, x equal to 0. Okay. So all these three are same now. All these three are the same. Okay. So all these three are the sine functions. Okay. So take the care of this one. So which of the following is not the sine function? They will ask this. So you will give. They will provide you these three. And so what? See, if the other than three, so it will be not a sine function then. Okay. So take the care of that one. Remember the definition of the sine function. Again, the important theorem is that. So note that all the statements prove that something, they are very important here. So they prove that means they are the true now. Okay. If A is a subset of R, if A is a subset of R, and F from A to R has a limit at x is equal to C, at x is equal, then F is bounded on some neighborhood of C, So that means what, if a limit is exists, then in the neighborhood of C, the function is always bounded. Function is always bounded means what? Suppose F from A to R is a function, suppose this is a real valued function. There exists M belong to R such that mod of f of x is less than or may be equal to or strictly less than, so doesn't matter this. Okay, this is true for all x belong to A, right? So then we are saying that your function is bounded function. So if let f from A to R is the function, if there exists a real number capital M such that whatever this capital M is not important, there exists a real number, right? So this is the real number. Whatever this real number, maybe alpha, whatever this, so that should be the real number. But so R every value, this is what, not for some or not in neighborhood, something like this. This should be true for all x from the domain of the M. So here what they will give you R. Okay, so R is not a domain of this one. Your domain is A here. Okay, so function is bounded now. Okay, so this is the definition of bounded function. Okay, that means if limit is exist, then the function is bounded in the neighborhood of that. Okay, so you are familiar with the algebra of the limits. Limit of sum is sum of the limits. Limit of sum is sum of the limit. That means what, you have seen that limit x tends to C, f of x plus or minus g of x is equal to limit x tends to C, f of x plus or minus limit x tends to C, g of x. Similarly for product, limit x tends to C, f of x into g of x is equal to limit x tends to C, f of x into limit x tends to C, g of x. Okay. Similarly, if there is a constant, limit x tends to C, d f of x. So d is a constant, then this is d. Limit x tends to C, f of x. D is independent on x. D is not a function of x. Suppose limit x tends to C, g of x not equal to 0, then limit x tends to C, f of x upon g of x is equal to limit x tends to C, f of x upon limit x tends to C, g of x. So this condition is very important here. This condition is very important. If this condition is not there, then this will not happen. So then this will be not happen. So this will happen only the denominator, limit of the denominator is not 0. So you have to take the care of this one. Okay. So they will ask like this: what, limit x tends to C, f of x is equal to 2. Limit x tends to C, g of x is equal to 5. Then limit x tends to C, f of x plus g of x is. So suppose this is 2 plus 5, 2 minus 3, something like this. So they are whole here. So you can find easily the limit of the product and this. So if individual limits are given, then you can find the product or division. What is this? Okay. Now the quiz theorem is also very important here. So one thing is what, suppose this is also very important. Okay, so let A belong to R, f from A to R, is a function, B a function, C be a cluster point, If A is less than f of x less than B, then that means all values of the functions are lies between A and B. Then A is less than equal to limit x tends to C, f of x less than equal to B. This is very important theorem, right? So limit is also lies between A and B. Your function value lies between A and B. So then limit of x tends to C also lies between A and B. Okay. So now the quiz theorem. Okay. So let A be the subset of R, F, G, H, they are the functions of A to R. Domain and codomain are same. C belong to R, B cluster point, the cluster point of A, be the cluster point of A, cluster point of A. So cluster point will not belong to R, no. Okay. So C belong to R, it will be the cluster point of A. Okay, and we have this function f of x less than equal to g of x less than equal to h of x. Okay, so this is true for all x belong to A, x not equal to C. See, and limit x tends to C, f of x is equal to limit x tends to C, h of x. This is h of x. X tends to C, h of x is equal to L, say. So limit of f of x and limit of h of x are same, and g of x is the function lies between this. Okay, so then limit x tends to C, g of x is also L. Okay, so if the limit of these two functions are same, then limit g of x will be the L. Limits are same, function need not be same, but limits are same. So then limit of g of x will be whatever the limits of this, they are equal. Then this is the quiz theorem. So what you may they may change over here. What? So instead of this h and g will be here, f will be here. Whatever this one, whatever the function is the middle one. So limit of the extremes are same. Then limit of the middle one is also the same as the extreme two. Now we have solved number of examples. Suppose we have this example, limit x tends to, we'll see the simple problems on this one. So x square minus 1, suppose. Okay, so you are familiar with this one, limit x tends to 1. So this is what, x minus 1, x square plus x square plus x, not twice x square plus x plus 1 upon x minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so this will what, 3 upon 2. Then this get cancelled, x is equal to 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1. So this will be 3 by 2. Okay, so you should remember this. Suppose you have this limit x tends to 0, x square minus x plus sin x upon twice x. Suppose what you will do, your denominator is single now. Your denominator is single. You can divide by this x. Then this will what, x by 2 minus 1 half plus sin x upon x, 1 by 2 will write here, sin x upon x. So what is this? This will be the 0 minus 1 half plus 1 half into 1, because limit x tends to 0, sin x upon x is 1. Limit x tends to 0, note that limit x tends to 0, sin of mx upon x, whatever this. So it is always m. Okay, and this is same as limit x tends to 0, x upon sin mx. Not for, this is not whole for cos, this is whole for tan. This is whole for tan also. Yeah. Even though this is whole for tan inverse. Okay, so this. So remember this. Or you may take this half outside, then this will what then? If you take half outside, then what happen here then? This is x minus 1 plus sin x upon x then, right? So this is 0 minus 1 plus 1. So this is 0. 0 into half is 0. Okay. So easily what you can prove this what limit x tends to 0, x to the power 3 by 2. Obviously 0 because power is positive. Okay, power is positive and x is also greater than 0. If x is base is positive, then this is 0. Okay, so this is a power function. Limit of power function is this. Okay. Okay, so we should remember this. Just remember this. Sin x, this is 0. Okay, so limit x tends to 0, cos x, this is 1. Okay, limit x tends to 0, cos x minus 1 upon x, so this is 0. 0. Limit x tends to 0, just we have seen this is 1. Okay, so limit x tends to 0, x tends to 0, x sin 1 by x. This is same as limit x tends to 0, x cos 1 by x. So this is 0. This is 0. Okay. So even though if you take the square of this one, that is also 0. Okay. Limit x tends to 0, x square cos of 1 by x. Limit x tends to 0, x square sin 1 by x. This is also 0. Because what limit of one function is 0 and other function is bounded. If one limit of the first function is 0 and other function is bounded, the limit of the product is 0. Limit of the product is 0. Next, limit x tends to 0, e raised to 1 by x. So this is does not exist. Does not exist. Because what? If x tends to 0 minus, then limit x tends to 0, e raised to 1 by x is 0. X tends to 0 minus. Because what? E raised to minus infinity is 0. So that means if x less than tends to 0 minus, then e raised to 1 by x is 0. That means what? 0 minus. Okay. But limit x tends to 0 plus e raised to 1 by x is infinity now. Because e raised to infinity is infinity. So, but whatever it may be, limit x tends to, this is the total limit. Limit x tends to 0, e raised to 1 by x does not exist. So, remember that. So, just I told you that. So, limit x tends to 3, x tends to 3, x minus 3 upon mod of x minus 3, or limit x tends to 3, mod of x minus 3 upon x minus 3, or limit x tends to 0, x upon mod x upon x, or x upon mod x, limit x tends to 2, so x minus 2 upon mod of x minus 2, whatever the mod may be here, at the denominator or numerator. But like this too, see this is 0 by 0 upon this is 0 by. All this limit does not exist. Because for left hand it is 1 and for right hand it is minus. For left hand it is minus 1 and right hand limit is 1 now here. So all the limits are here, limit points are 1, this here also, okay, here also, minus 1, 1, here also. Okay, the left hand limit are minus 1 and right hand limit are 1, so that means limit do not exist. So note that. So such types of the function is there, then that limit does not exist. So suppose you have this function limit x tends to 2 plus x plus 3 into mod of x plus 2 upon x plus 2 minus suppose. So now here what? X is greater than minus 2. That means what here? X plus 2 is greater than 0. It is positive. So it gets cancelled. Okay. So minus 2 plus 3 is 1 now. This limit is 1. Because plus. Okay. So now if this limit is x tends to minus 2 minus x plus 3 upon mod of x plus 2 upon x minus x plus 2 suppose. So what here? X is less than minus 2. So x plus 2 is less than 0. Less than or strictly less than 0. Means it is negative. That means this is minus 1. This is minus, whatever the limit will be, minus 1. So this is what? minus 1 into minus 2 plus 3 plus 3. So then this is what? Minus 1. Then this is what? Minus 1. The value will be the minus 1. Okay. In this way, fastly you can evaluate this. Easily you can evaluate the limits. Now one thing is that if f of x is equal to, you should remember the function x is not equal to 0. Then limit x tends to 0 plus f of x is equal to limit x tends to 0 minus f of x is positive infinity. Is positive. That means limit do not exist, but it is positive infinity. Okay, one thing is what? So limit x tends to infinity now. So 5x square plus 6x plus 20 upon 3x square minus twice x, or whatever this will be. So if such happen this, so degree of the numerator is same as degree of denominator. Then see what is the x coefficient of highest power is 5. What is the coefficient of higher power here? So this is 3. If it is equal, if degree of this is equal, then this will find. What happen if otherwise? Otherwise, suppose we have this. So that should be the degree should be the same. Otherwise, the problem will be arise. Okay. Okay. So I hope that how to find a degree as x tends to infinity, that also we have seen. Okay. So suppose we have this limit x tends to 2 x square minus 3x plus 2 upon x minus 2 is there. So if you put 2 here, 4 plus 4 plus 2 is 6. So this is 0. So what you have to do is limit x tends to 2, limit x. You have to find out only the first factor. X minus 2 is the factor because it is 0. Then you have to find only the second factor, and you have to write only the second factor. That is what product is this, then this should be the x minus 1. Because what product will be the plus 2 will be. So this should be the x minus 1 only, because one factor is ready for you. Other easily you can find. This will be the x minus 1, and you put 2 is equal to this is 2 minus 1. So this will be the 1. This will be 1. Okay. So I hope that you understand this. One thing you should remember that limit x tends to 0. These are the formulas. Ax minus 1 upon x is equal to log a. Limit x tends to 0. E raised to x minus 1 upon x. So this is 1. Limit x tends to 0. 1 plus x to the power 1 by x is e. Limit x tends to infinity. X plus 1 plus, not x plus. You should remember this formula. You are familiar with this one. To the power x is e. Is e. Okay. So remember this formula. This formula plays important role here. So if there are 2 now here, so that means how you can apply this? Limit x tends to 0. E raised to twice x minus 1 upon x. This will be 2 then. This will be 2 then. Okay. Whatever this 3, it will be 3. It is 4 if it is 4. Okay. So again here what? So here what? Suppose this is twice x. You have to write twice x here. Then you have to take the square of that one. Okay. So that will what? E raised to half then. So twice x, but twice x not there, then this will be half then. Okay. If twice x is not there. Okay. So if this is twice x is there, then this will be e only. But this is what? Twice x, but x is not there. Then you have to write this 2 here, but 2 is not there. That means you have to write, you have to multiply by half then. So this will be what then? E raised to half then. If this is twice x, this is half upon half. So this will be power half then. Okay. So remember this formula are very important. This one. Just we have revised the chapter limit of the function here. I hope that you can do this. Okay, so just solve number of problems on it, so that will be benefit for you. Okay, easily you can solve the problems on it. Okay, so now we'll stop here. Thank you.